We're talking about Isha Kshero Sirotz and Baila, but seemingly there's also an Ish Kosher. So what's the getter of an Ish Kosher, right? The truth is, probably most women would want to do what their husband says, right? The Ran says in Ksubas, a shidduch, the tzan shidduch is menucha. Menucha. A woman gets married, she wants to feel her husband is in charge, and she's telling her to do the right thing. So, there's a famous story we said many times about Rosh Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, right? That by his Levaya, he said, I'm not apologizing to my wife because we never had a fight in 50 years. And how do you do that? So Rosh Shlomo Zalman Auerbach said, because when I spoke to my wife, I felt I was speaking to the Shekhinah. Right? Famous story, he came into the house, he brushed off his hat. He said, when I spoke to my wife, I felt I was speaking to the Shekhinah. And this is really the sod of Shalom Bayis. I saw the Rambam writes in the end of Hilchos Ishus, Halacha Tes Vav, Halacha Yud Tes and Chaf, right? He says a man has to mechaved his wife more than his body, right? And he has a lot of money, he should buy her gifts, he should buy her jewelry and nice clothing, right? Right? A woman, she should, he says she should listen to her husband, she should do everything like he's a king, yeah? And like a sargut, like an important dignitary. And L'maisa, the Rambam is describing like a very extreme situations, you know? Like the husband has to treat his wife like a queen, and the wife has to treat her like a king. You don't find that in so many, you don't find that in so many Jewish homes. And why can't we just say they should be nice to each other? And the answer is that if you tell a Jewish husband and wife just to be nice to each other, they'll probably kill each other, you know? It's only by going to the extremes. We know the Rambam's rule, that if you go to the extreme, you can get to the middle, right? Shalom Bayis is so hard that it's only by going to extremes. If you treat your wife like a queen, and the wife treats the husband like a king, then there's a chance, right? But if you just act average, then you're never going to get anywhere. So I believe this is what the Rambam is coming to tell us, you know, and that's what Rosh Shlomo Zalman said: treat your wife like the Shekhinah. If you treat your wife like a Shekhinah, then you'll be able to get to the middle and treat her this. I was thinking also, the Rambam says, if you have a lot of money, you should buy your wife lots of jewelry and clothes and this. Like, why? Is that Jewish outlook on things? You know, you should spend a lot of money on clothing and jewelry and this. I think the pshat is like this. The pshat is that a woman doesn't need all those things. Yeah? But if she sees that he has a lot of money and he's spending on other things, then she's going to be upset. Right? The main thing a woman wants is she wants to be the center of her husband's life and the focus of his attention. If he's giving all his money away to tzedakah, you know, and she understands that that's what the house is built on. I know some very wealthy people; they live extremely simply, and they're giving all their money away to tzedakah. You know, not all. And one person in Chutz La'aretz told me, he said, "It's very hard for me to give you tzedakah because I give 100% of my income away to tzedakah." Yeah, so. If she sees that that's what he's doing with his money, then he doesn't have to buy her a lot of expensive things. But if she sees that he's buying himself a nice car and, you know, whatever else he's buying, and she's not getting it, then she's going to feel, you know, upset. So that's something that we really have to remember if we want to have Shalom Bayis, which we all do, right? And we said Isha Kshera, Osen Rotzen Baila. If you want your wife to do what you want, so you have to, as they say in Yiddish, you have to shteltzu. You have to treat her like Chazal outlined, and then we said, as long as they're on the same page, as long as they're thinking the same way, there's no split between them, the Shekhinah will be there, and they'll have Shalom Amen Kein Ratzon.